Thank you, Eglė, and thank all of you. One more round of applause for Tasty. I'll start us off with a few questions, and then we'll try to spend most of the time with your questions. I believe this is the first cooking show, or film from Lithuanian, certainly the first cooking comedy. Is there an extra added pressure to that? And how did that impact the direction?
Well, I never thought about cooking as being the main topic of the film, so so somehow I didn't add that pressure on me. I somehow thought about other ideas that were more important to me. The cooking was just an inspiration to talk about how, like topics that interest me, like images, how they are formed, what is important, friendship, media, nowadays media, and what it does to people. So it were other topics. However, I think, however, cooking added some value because people are interested to see how our great Lithuanian cuisine looks like. Yeah.
Were there any shows that were real inspirations as part of this?
Yeah, we have some cooking shows in Lithuania. Actually, at the moment, we have something very similar, like the show going on, like a Lithuanian food show. But a majority of visual inspiration I took from dancing shows, which were greatly popular at the time when I was doing that film. And but in general, I think all the shows in Lithuania have the same elements. They have like a nice, smart host, male, and very well good-looking female host who always changes clothes every time and can't say a word. We always have, even though it is about Lithuania, we always have foreign judges. Like Italians or French can judge us better than we can do ourselves. So I think we have all those common things coming through the shows, and a lot of kitsch, of course, a lot of kitsch.
One last question about the food. Mm-hmm. Well, at least from me, I don't know. How did you pick the meals?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did a whole dramaturgy on meals. Actually, we were like, of course, we have some main meals without which you cannot make a film, which is cepelini, of course. So cepelini is very important. But then we were like thinking in terms, okay, we have these, parts of the show, and which meals could the best represent it. Somehow, I was very sad that we had to cut out the pink soup out of the film, which was so out of, somehow this didn't work in the structure of the film, so that is like a bit disappointed. It was a big disappointment for me, because we have a great pink soup, which never appeared in the film. But anyway, like we were including the most pop dishes that we have. And they are not necessarily Lithuanian, like some of them are like the potato, how do you call that?
Blood sausage.
Yeah, blood sausages, and some of them are more Eastern influences. So, the interesting thing when I started to do that film, I started to read a lot about Lithuanian food, and I understood that very few things are actually Lithuanian food. Even cepelini is coming from Israel, and so I think what is really Lithuanian is berries and mushrooms. That is the only thing.
I want to spend most of the time with Tasty, but you also have a few other films that are showing on the online platform, and I'm wondering if you can say a few words about those and why people should watch them.
There are a few other films of mine that are on online platform. The one is that I wrote and directed. It is called Miracle. Actually, I showed that film maybe 8 years ago in that festival. The film was screened here. I was not here myself. And it is a film about Lithuania in the beginning of 90s, and about a woman who is trying to save a pig farm when the American comes. and tries to help her. So this is the film. And another film, you might probably seen it already, Southern Chronicles. It is the film that I wrote a screenplay for. It was screened here last year, and it was this year Lithuanian's Oscar nominee and the biggest Lithuanian box office hit of the last year. So
be sure to check
yes,
both of those out on the online platform. I think we're ready for audience questions, so just raise your hand. There's a lot of you, so try to get straight to the question. That way we can get to as many questions as we can.
Who was your favorite character to write?
We were writing together with another writer, collaborator writer, Irana. And as we were we were writing a friendship story. I was pretending to be Ona, and she was pretending to be Saulė more. And then we would sometimes, to make the dialogue work better, we would try to talk as if Saulė or Ona would talk. Sometimes we would exchange those roles. So in general, it was nice to write the friendship together with someone, another female. And Irana, she's younger than me, so somehow it became an echo of the friendship. But my favorite one, I like Brukne a lot. I like Brukne. I love that character. And also, I somehow liked the hosts. I never wrote them, but we made them up in the because we never knew who will act them. So we got the actors just maybe 3 days before the shooting. And somehow we improvised those characters during the shooting of the film, and that process I liked also a lot, when somehow the character emerges from what you get. Thank you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Okay, my question would be about the music in this movie. There are very many interesting details that are just mesmerizing, and shots that were very good. And I'm just a very big fan of director Eglė Vertelytė and her movies. I think they are just like, as a viewer, you're always caught by surprise, and it's never boring. It's always, some kind of twist that just gets you. My question was, how did you decide on the music? Because that was amazing.
Thank you for this question. Here we worked with Titas Petrikis, the composer, and the music you can hear here is Lithuanian, how do you call it, sutartinas? Ensemble singing, like folk music, but it's a special kind of music where several voices sing at the same time. So one starts, another enters, another enters. So this kind of songs, they are the part of Lithuanian UNESCO cultural heritage at the moment. It's kind of a special kind of singing. And we somehow like that idea to include those songs in the film, especially because those songs particularly are usually sang by women, so it somehow echoes our two main characters and conflict. But we created that song, folk song, ourselves. So Uoga Eglė, it's like berry, 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 cranberry. It's like we created the words ourselves. And then those words we took to all the melodies of all the lyrics of the film have the same words. Even when Brukne is talking, you hear some Baroque music. It is the same lyrics, just in Latin. So we kind of, everything that is sang in the film is the same, like berry, 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 strawberry, cranberry. But it's just exchanges in the form, and the tune is exchanging. So we somehow like that idea. It was fun to play with that, and it's our secret. No one knows that, so I'm enjoying to tell it.
Thank you. As a Ukrainian, been in Lithuania many times. That smoked meat over there, which they cut and eat. I was missing bread, definitely, but that was just my memories came back for amazing taste. But here's a question common. First of all, I just realized that in this movie, there is no macho man character. All the men are kind of, interesting.
Yeah.
What was your
Yes.
choice, or it's interesting. But the question I have for you is animals. Live animals and dinosaurs and other animals which the girl was playing with. Is there any specific reason why certain animals were there and choices, or it was just happened? I don't know. Thank you, appreciate it.
Aha.
Of course, the animals you're eating too.
So, like male characters, I don't know. I think it's my problem, to be honest. I don't know why in 2 films that I directed, the male characters are a little bit losers, and now I'm really trying to be aware of that problem. So I think in Southern Chronicles, I tried to improve on my male character writing. Yeah, but on another hand, I think we have in Lithuania we have some problem with male characters in general. At least between my friends, and a lot of women are left alone, you know. So somehow I want to depict that on another hand, because I think I don't know what happened and why. Is it a post-Soviet culture, or why it happened that we have so many single mothers and so many amazing women who are single, and so I think it is a part of a social problem I want to talk about, and therefore we have a lot of we have a lot of women who are looking for husbands outside of Lithuania. But of course, I'm not saying that, I'm not generalizing, but I think it is a part of the problem that we have, masculinity. And animals. She was playing. I'm thinking now about the animals because there were lots of in the cooking show. So it is for me like some of them like the bird that the woman was taking. It is kind of baroque, coming from baroque culture, and I think it's not so Lithuanian. But I wanted to make the show to look more baroque-ish, kind of kitsch plus baroque, and it is I think a lot of like Lithuanians. I don't want to generalize, but this is like, I think as part of the satire is that a lot of Lithuanian food is said to come from 16th, 17th century Lithuanian court culture. And in the court, you know, like estates, in the big estates, people used to eat food like this. So that's the culture we try to reconnect it. So this animal was there for that. And it was an accident for the child scene, that the girl was playing with those...
Sphinx cat, that was interesting.
Sphinx cat. I think it is in general, I like animals a lot. And the Sphinx cat, it is also, I think it is a part of this woman. Why I chose it, it is the woman, she is rich. And she wants everything to be clean. And this is the only cat you can't get allergic to. So therefore, and it is a kind of also a very expensive cat, so it shows your status straight away. So she chooses something like that. But the dog was just to show off. The dog was just to show off, she just gave it away. So this was the logic behind choosing those animals. Yeah. Thank you.
Is it difficult to get on a streaming like Netflix or some of the other platforms so people can see this film?
I think HBO just bought this film, so you can. I'm not sure if you can see it on HBO already, but it will be screened on HBO. But it is not easy. It is not easy for Lithuanian films to get on big platforms like that. So we are usually using local platforms and. Yes, thank you.
What was it like directing, like on set?
I have to say that this film was very difficult to direct for me because we got financed during COVID, and it was a huge inflation, and we lost 1/3 of the budget, so we had to cut a lot of things, and we had to really reduce. We had to cut all the exteriors out. It was really rough, a rough thing. So I had a lot of issues in the production, and it was therefore it was so stressful, because before the film you suddenly have to realize how to make it without having a lot of money to do that. But once I come on set, it is so fun. And I also especially like the TV show, because it's somehow controlled, so you can relax. It's comfortable. It's not cold, and you can play and you can look for the things. And so on set, I always enjoy myself, and I try people to feel safe and enjoy themselves too. Despite all the problems that are behind that, we leave that behind, and then we come on set fresh and happy somehow like that. Thank you.
I think we have time for one or two more questions.
When did the idea came to use a cooking show as a setting for the film?
So it was like a very interesting period of my life that I was working in the building of Lithuanian National Television. I had an office there, and at the same time in this television building we had a canteen, a Soviet canteen, where we would go to eat cepelinai, all the kinds of these foods, every day. The food is not so good, but the women who were working there were very nice, and somehow our producer used to chat with them very cozily. And at the same time, while we were eating there, the stars of Lithuanian television would come to eat there too, with the same food, with all the dresses and all the hosts that we know. And somehow the idea came that I liked that contrast between canteen and the same, people eating the same food in the canteen, but they are pretending that they are not eating that, and then they go to the shows and they make the big food. And also somehow parallelly I was working on one cooking show, and I was asking myself, how comes that I don't like the food in this cooking show? Because it looks so good, you kind of color it. Sometimes they give us to try the food, but it was nothing like the food that we had in the canteen, which was somehow cozy, because we had cozy, relaxed conversations. So I think it all started to cause me questions about what it means, the image. Does it matter which plate you put cepelinai into? Does it matter how you pack the food? And the same with people, does it make big difference if the woman is working in the canteen, or is she becoming a different person when she comes to the cooking show? So somehow like that.
Thank you, Isla, and thank you all for coming. I believe next up is Borderline, is that correct? So be sure to come to that. One more round of applause.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.